Yeah, I don't usually do videos talking about TV shows or movies or anything like that. I think the only one I did was the RoboCop remake years ago. That film. But I've been looking forward to the Picard TV series more than I've looked forward to a TV show or movie in a long time. And like I said, I wasn't disappointed, so I thought I'd talk about it because I'm not excited and all that kind of stuff. First off, I will say, while the show obviously is a continuation of The Next Generation and that storyline and that sort of mythos and stuff, it didn't feel nostalgia baity. I didn't feel like they were shoving everything down your throat. What I will do is I'll say spoilers right now. Spoilers, if you've not seen the first episode of Picard, turn this video off because I will spoil things for you and I don't want to. Yeah, it's not nostalgia baity, although the first scene is a sort of lovely dramatic scene of the Enterprise D, zooms into a window where you find Picard and Data playing poker, Data in his Nemesis uniform, Starfleet uniform, and it goes on from there, but it quickly becomes its own thing, its own story about an older Picard, a Picard who's disillusioned with Starfleet. He's left Starfleet, he works at his vineyard, his family vineyard. It turns out there was an incident with Romulans, the Romulan sun, or in the solar system that Romulus is in, blows up, and Picard championed a rescue effort from the Federation to save the Romulan people. There was a discussion at the time that was that the right thing to do, because the Federation's oldest enemies should really be saving them, but obviously Picard, being the moral beacon of sort of truth and fairness and morality that he is, he championed it, and Starfleet did it. But then there was an incident on Mars, where Mars is destroyed basically, or set on fire, and loads of people are killed, and we don't really know if it's got anything to do with the Romulan rescue or what, but I mean, there's really two storylines going on here. There's that, the thing that Picard left Starfleet for, and there's the girl who comes into it, a girl who, I've said spoilers so it's okay, it turns out she's synthetic, and she is in some way connected to Data and Data's daughter. Synthetics were behind the attack on Mars that happened at the same time as the Romulan relief effort, and since then the Federation have banned synthetics. But she seems to be a super hyper realistic human looking synthetic, and in some way she's connected to Data. You watch the episode, you'll find out why. I'm not going to go in depth, I just want to talk about it for like 5 minutes and get it out. But you find out that she's connected to Data. She has an inbuilt notion to go to Picard when she's in trouble, so she does. He tries to help her and gets sucked into it. He soon realises that there's more here than meets the eye. That Data's positronic matrix and his positrons have in some way been used to help with the study of creating more androids like him, and one scientist believes that they can recreate Data, or recreate his mindset and his memories and his programming from just a little part of his programming. And it looks like a little part of his programming has been put into this girl, this android girl, or whatever you want to call it. Although you're not sure if he's, I mean, this is half speculation, because it's kind of, all that's revealed in the first episode is Picard left Starfleet because of what happened with the Romulan relief effort, and Starfleet abandoning the effort when the Mars attack happened. Synthetics were behind the Mars attack. This girl is attacked by unknown assailants at the start of the episode. She's just a normal girl who's going to, I think they say she gets a job at the Daystrom Institute. She's been accepted for a sort of role there, and she's like just your young girl who's getting her dreams in life, and then she's attacked by unknown masked assailants. You find out later in the episode they're Romulans, and that Picard's to help her. The episode ends with the big reveal of the Romulans working on reconstructing a Borg cube, and that's kind of where it dramatically ends. So it ends in a bit where you're like, oh my god, what's happening? I mean, a lot of this stuff was revealed in trailers, so it's no exactly huge surprises, but it's enough that you were like, I mean, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, and even the things I knew, watching them on screen was like, oh, I'm so excited. It's well done. It's good cinematography, good sound sort of engineering and stuff. You know, the soundtrack and the sound work is amazing. I had two worries about this show. One, it was going to be nostalgia bait, which, I mean, there is a lot of things in there. There's a lot of stuff that if you're a keen Star Trek fan, you'll notice in the background, but it's no shoved in your face. I also worried that Picard was maybe a little bit, or Patrick Stewart was a little bit too young, a little bit too old to play Picard now. Although it does make sense, because it's like 30 years after The Next Generation or the events of Nemesis. But it does feel like it's a sort of an aged old Picard who's kind of accepted the way things were, and this event kind of triggers him into being like, no, I'm not standing for this anymore. I want to be the man I was, and not just sit back and wait to die. And that's kind of the theme of the first episode. It's about him realising that he's got a responsibility to his old friend, who now seems to have a daughter, and he needs to help her. So yeah, it was a good episode. It looked nice, it felt nice, it felt familiar but not overly familiar. It certainly felt like it was in the future from the Next Generation. A lot more grounded in reality, so it wasn't all like grey panels and Elcar displays. It was more like human looking, if that makes sense. It looked a lot of the settings and technology looked like more representative of things now. Like, it wasn't weird sci-fi desks and seats and symbols. Although there was that kind of stuff, it was muted. It was kind of sort of a mix between the Next Generation and more realistic sort of, the recent movie look, which it fitted in well. It fitted, while it didn't look like the Next Generation, it felt like the Next Generation, if that makes sense. It felt like a continuation of that universe rather than a sort of a reimagining of it, which was good. Some people have speculated on, is Data alive? Is he dead? Was it a dream? Was it a holodeck? It's Picard's dreams, basically. Although, with this Borg technology the Borg being introduced, and he has senses of certain things, is it possible that Data has stored information in Picard using his old experience with the Borg? Who knows? There's lots of things that could be done. Right now, I'm impressed with what I've seen. I'm hopeful that it's going to be a good series. It could go towards actiony and sort of nostalgia baity when 7 and 9 comes into it, and then they go to see Riker and Troy and stuff. So it has got that possibility to go into the sort of like, oh look, remember this, remember that, remember this. But if I'm reading it right, there's also a possibility we could get Data back properly. There's a possibility they could use B4's body, because apparently B4 died off screen. And if they said that Data's positronic matrix could be rebuilt from just a few positrons, so it means that maybe they could rebuild his positronic matrix and with all his memories and stuff, and put him in B4's body, and then maybe we've got Data back. I don't know. That's probably wishful thinking, to be honest. But yeah, happy. It was good, and I came away feeling emotional and like I'd met old friends. It was really good. Picard definitely felt like the same Picard. There was no real sort of disconnect. It was good, and I'm really hopeful that this could be a TV show that I actually grow to really love. There we go. So if you've not seen it, go watch it. If you had any concerns about it being different for the Next Generation, or you're not feeling like the same Picard, don't worry, it does. And yeah, it was enjoyable. It looked nice, and it was a good experience. I give it, if I was to give it a number, I don't know, 7, 8 out of 10. That's how good it was. Room for improvement, but already it's great. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm happy. I have my little Picard here. Number one, where are you? Woof woof woof. Yeah, he's got a dog called Number One. Right. May it long continue. May we get more, and let's hope for a wee more sort of callbacks to the past, but not in a nostalgia bait click way, but in a way that connects it to the universe that we know and love. Yeah. Shall I be geeky? I'll be geeky. Live long and prosper. Oosh.